make us proud, son, and welcome to Juarez.
Hi, I'm Whitney Robinson. I worked at Red Storm on GRAW, and now I'm working in the Paris studio on GRAW 2 as a level designer. I will be guiding you through the developer diaries, giving you an inside look at how we're developing this game. Today we will present to you the look and feel we want to have for this game. We're here with artistic director Corinne Villon and lead engineer David Razor.
For the artistic direction on GRAW 2, we had two main objectives. First, we had to create a special ambiance so the players can really submerge themselves in the game. And secondly, we had to rework certain elements from GRAW 1 that needed to be improved upon.
For GRAW 2, we developed a lot of new elements that we added to the game in order to enrich the storyline and bring in some new tech features.
The game takes place on both sides of the American-Mexican border. The idea was for the player to protect the U.S. from any direct attack on U.S. soil. In order to build the drama around protecting this borderline at all costs, we have two main things. Through the use of filters, you can identify exactly which side of the border you're on, whether it's the U.S. or the Mexican side. The idea is that the graphic rendering evolves dynamically, giving an aspect to the game that's much more realistic than in the previous version.
This new Ghost Recon story uses all new tech features that we've developed and added to the motor. So exactly what is ambient occlusion? Ambient occlusion is a visual technology feature that accurately reproduces the way shadows appear in relation to its geometry. For example, on a building with a balcony, the shadow under the balcony is stronger than on the facade of the building. In GRAW 2, we've also added in a real-time day and night cycle during the missions. This allows you to see the sun moving as you play, see the shadows on the ground change, and to really have the impression to live an adventure, minute after minute, just like in real life. This feature simulates the way the light interacts with various elements. For example, if the sky is cloudy and we look up, we can see the sun's rays passing through the clouds. It's a lighting effect used in function with the transparency of an object, especially with very thin objects like leaves. So when you have an object that is essentially opaque, and if we place a light source behind it, you can see different details appear like the veins of the leaf or even the shadows of other objects that are behind it.
The second artistic choice we made to emphasize the different situations on each side of the border is the level of destruction in the environments. Artistically, it means that the U.S. side will look pretty clean and untouched, while the Mexican side will show a lot of destruction, with special effects, fire, smoke, etc.
Take the example of two cars burning in a street and a helicopter landing between them. The columns of smoke will move away from the helicopter and disperse. We've also added in a new feature called Depth Sprite, which makes sure that this smoke doesn't cut through objects like buildings. Hence the smoke seems much more natural and we no longer notice the artificial side that was present in the previous games. Actually, this is the kind of feature that you won't notice after you're used to it, but you will always notice when it's not there in other games that don't have it. This means that we can now have missions that take place in the middle of a storm, affecting the environment even after the rain has stopped by leaving puddles of water. And there are also sandstorms in the game. All that brings more variety to the gameplay.
What's important is that each feature is developed separately, but they interact with one another. For example, ambient occlusion combined with HDR lighting simulates an extremely realistic light, making it almost exactly what the human eye would perceive.
The combination of all of these new and advanced technologies is not just to look pretty, but also to make the game more fun. Because if we work closely together with Corrine to develop everything that's necessary to have a better quality game, we also work with the game designers, but bring them all the solutions necessary in order to have a gameplay that's richer and more fun for the player.
I need this taken out!
That's the end of this dev diary. Next time we'll look at how we push the Soldier of the Future experience, detailing the new weapons, equipment, and the new Crosscom 2.0.
Crosscom activated.